Okay, what's going on, boys? We're going to go with the rare defenders upgrade evolution, but I'm only going to go through the meta players here. So I'm not going to go through like some of the average players, just the pure meta players that you want in your team. It's actually not that hard to do. 1 rivals, 1 squad battles, win 2 squad battles, and then 1 rival. So it's actually not that bad to do. There's so many players, 150k or 750k FIFA points. Let's go some of the meta players. Now I'm going to go through the list on Footbin. We're just going to go through all these players. Now there's a few players that I'm going to miss out, like Bronze and Mead. But the rest we can definitely put in. Schlotterbeck as well. And then the rest we're going to really leave. Merino will put in just because he's such a great player overall. And oh no, I kind of already started a evolution, so rip for that. And I think that is pretty much it. I'm putting Timber in because he's got the jockey playstyle, in case you're wondering why I'm doing that. And Joe Linton. So you see this intercept playstyle really can change a lot of these players. Zachary we're going to put in. Ake as well. And then we're going to put Godfrey because he's one of my favourite cards. Now, we're going to start backwards. These cards that I kind of picked out are like pure meta cards here. But I wanted to go. I'm just watching Unai Emery's talk right now. Explaining how lucky he got in that game. Let's not talk about that. But anyway, look, Godfrey's a really good card because he can play as a fullback or centre back. The only downside is that he lacks, which is a defensive awareness. Intercept makes him a bit better, but I don't think it's a card where you're like, okay, you're like, you know, this is some crazy. I mean, this one was a bit better, the Trailblazer Slide Tackle one. So I don't think the rare defending option, because his natural defense awareness is that good. But as a fullback, he has that potential if you want a defensive-minded fullback. However, Cancelo we're going to put in because everyone likes to play his 88 rated card. But the 88 rated card is actually pretty decent, but it can be sometimes a bit pricey. You can argue if you're going to spend FIFA points and trade it for the card, maybe you can. Now, the intercept playstyle, is it worth it over the evolution? I mean, I think technical is probably better. I think as an attacking fullback, you might as well just buy him liquid. I really wouldn't worry too much about this one. Then we're going to go to Saliba. This is the one that I'm thinking is probably the best. Jockey playstyle as well. 89 sprint speed, 89 defense awareness. Now, I actually really loved his gold card. His gold card was formidable. So I think if I want to do an SBC, because he's got the French links as well, and I really like Saliba medium high as well. He linked very well with Virgil van Dijk. I think when you put a shadow on him, he's an exceptionally good card. Because he's got the jockey playstyle, he's going to move very good with the jockey. It's just that I got Kounde in VVD. If I never had Kounde in VVD, there wouldn't be like a reason to put him in. But I think Saliba definitely goes up there with one of the best centre backs now you're talking about in the game. I think this is the one. If I was going to spend the money, it would be definitely on Saliba. In Kounde, look, as a centre mid, I understand the reasoning for it, if that makes sense. You can put a shadow on him and you can bring, so like I'm just going to show you now. You can bring them in like in the 70s. So I think in Kounde is one of those cards where I'm going to go here to evolve players. In fact, one of the divs I'm going to show you in Kounde over here because FootGG got a bit better. It brings his defense awarenesses in the 70s. Now, if you're looking for an attacking player that can play the centre mid CDM role, I think he's a good card. He lacks a bit on the stamina and maybe the strength and aggression. But if you're looking at an attacking player going forward, like an Aitan, like a last minute runner inside the box, this is definitely the card to go. That's the real benefit with some of these evolutions. Is some of these evolutions where I'm just going to show you something as well. We're going to put the jockey playstyle on as well. I'm going to filter these. Now you can see here, there's so many players here. Banegas, which is one of my favourite cards. We've got Schlotterbeck already. And there's a few other cards, but some of them are a bit too slow. You can see her, she's a bit too slow. Leida Banos. Oh my god. We'll come back to her in a second because if you know, you know. Mavropanos has low defense awareness, but also the jockey playstyle. This is what I can say will be the real top ones here. So when we go over here with Leida Banos, she's one of my favourite cards, centre mids. She's got the intercept plus now. She was actually very good for me when the game came out as a centre mid. Like if you're on Liga F and you want a player to kind of mess around with, I think she's definitely a very good option for you. I think she's one of those cards. I just need my wrist pain in cold weather, I tell you. Yeah, this Leida Banos. She's actually very good. I really liked her. She's very agile. 97 stand tackling, 89 defensive awareness. She's got the jockey playstyle as well. I think she's a very good card. If you're looking for a Liga F or Spanish CDM, she's a good. Of course, she lacks a bit on the height side, but that is pretty much it. Mavropanos, defense awareness, as I mentioned, still too low. Although it looks good on paper, the defense awareness is just too slow, so we're going to admit him. Goretzka. Now, this is where things are interesting. This, you have Emre Can, maybe Lema as well. You haven't got the best of players in this one, but if you're looking for a box-to-box in the mid who's German, this is not a bad card. You know, you get a real big upgrade. The intercept playstyle is really going to come in clutch because his normal card, from my understanding, has no playstyle plus. Excuse me. So I think definitely it's worth a card. Alaba, nah. I'd say probably Kounde or Eder Militao is better, to be honest. It's still a good card, don't get me wrong. 93 defense awareness as well. I think I'll still go with a Kounde. Tchouaméni looks good. Lacks the pace a bit. That's the only downside. But he's got these other playstyles as well, and he's got jockey. I think he's a good centre mid. Very good short passing and long passing. What would make this card 10-10 is if this card had better sprint speed. If you had towards, because now you're forced to use a shadow, but like if you had like 85 sprint speed, you could probably even use like another chemistry style. Maybe improve that agility balance up. Maybe go on the Deadeye, because you can put that shot power up and long shots. Right now, realistically looking more towards a hunter. Put him as an attacking centre mid. But I think it's a good option. Is he probably going to be better than Bellingham? That's the thing. You got 150k is a lot of money. So you got to ask yourself, is he going to be better than someone like Bellingham? I don't know if he will be better than Bellingham, to be honest. I mean, Bellingham is better finishing, shot power. Of course, Bellingham will lack the passing. Not amazingly. And then agility and balance. And obviously defending, he's going to trump Bellingham. Is Bellingham arguably better? You're playing for the play style, really, is what you're playing for. But if you want that French player, then you can. Renato Sanches, another good card as well. Big boost here. I think if he was in League One, it would be different. In Serie A, you got Barella, you got a few of these other cards. The one that came out recently, I still think he's a good box-to-box centre mid. Good shot power. You can even get. I think he's a very good card. I think as a box-to-box, he's very, very good. The only thing that I'll probably lean away from it is you got the Mkhitaryan's. You got a few of these other top-tier players that can play in centre mid. Even Marquisio, should I say? I just love Marquisio and FIFA 7. I remember Marquisio and FIFA 17. Oh, no, sorry, 16. Absolute goat. I'm just looking here. Away from home, Aston Villa have 1.38 points away, but at home they get a 3-point on average. That's insane. Then they've had all home game wins. We should have. Yeah, you got Benacer as well that came out, and then you got Barella. So I think he's a good card, but I don't think it's like, is he going to trump a Marquisio? Maybe in some ways, maybe not. Marquisio is a really, really good card. Maybe you can argue from a defensive phase. I think Renato is a good player, but that's one for like if you like the agility balance. I think he's still a good card, a real meta card. Don't get me wrong, but this is a card you may have to think about. But yeah, you can play that CDM role. He's got quick step. With a shadow, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be a good CDM. He can play that CDM role and he can play that going forward role. So I still think it's a meta card, but I'm just saying those are just some food for thought. Cancelo went over. Kim Min Jae, it's a good card, but maybe it's just worth just going with. He's one of the best centre back. I mean, he's got intercept anyway. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think not many people have Bundesliga. If you got Bundesliga team, him and Schlotterbeck are probably the only two. You got Upamecano as well, of course. But apart from that, there's no real standout centre backs. 90 defensive awareness as well. If you need the links to Davies, whatever, I think he's a good card. I think he's a really good centre back. He's very much a meta centre back. You haven't got to worry. The only thing I'll just say is because in Bundesliga there isn't that many cards that you can link. You know, you got a Klosterman. That's pretty much it. Upamecano is the real standout centre back. Actually, this guy is pretty insane as well. I completely forgot about this card. He looks very, very good on paper actually. So maybe you consider buying this card, who maybe hasn't got the play styles, but you slap a shadow on him and he's a very, very good card as well. So, and he's French as well, and he gives you a link. So that is another food for thought, should I say, card that maybe I'd recommend. But yeah, then we got Upamecano. This is the real upgrade one. I think the Inform, yes, is in theory better, but the Inform one, you haven't got the Playstyle Plus. And I think when you get this one, this is one of the few situations where the lower rated card is better than the Inform card, purely because of playstyles. But that playstyle definitely makes the card as well. But the pace is very much the same. So Upamecano really goes up there. Rabiot is a decent card. I don't think he probably has any, he's okay. I think with Serie A, you probably might as well do Renato, Sanches. Maybe as like a box. I'm trying to think like maybe as a box to box, maybe you get the job done. He's a bit clunky. 6'3", 3-star, 3-star. No, I'll probably say no. I think he's still a good card, but I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe he can get the job done, maybe not. He can still shoot. I think with a Hunter, that should be very, very good, to be honest. Because when you look at his gold card, we put a Hunter on him. Let me a quick check, actually. A Hunter on him. Yeah, so you can push the stats up. So I think he's still going to be a good card. He's got the pace to do it as well. Maybe it's just worth just... Hang on, this is tradable, right? Maybe don't even do the evolution. Just... Oh, no, you got the Radioactive Maestro. Okay, so I think it's a good option, but I'd probably say Renato is better. Maybe find a more of a tanky box to box. Declan is too slow, unfortunately. I think this SBC, if you miss this SBC, well then you can go ahead and do this evolution. Of course, the Playstyle Plus is going to make him worth it, but also, is it better than a Tonali? This is the thing with a lot of these evolutions. You got to ask yourself, are these cards better than a Tonali? The defending is max 85. So Tonali didn't get on this list, did he? Because if Tonali got upgraded, hang on, how did Tonali miss this? Let's have a look. So let's have a look how far did Tonali miss this. Is it because of the sprint speed? But yeah, if Tonali got this intercept playstyle plus, it'd be a different situation. He's such a fantastic card. I think 13k is one of the best centre mids in the game. Maybe a bit too slow. I'm just thinking realistically. I mean, let's say in Essien, I'm just saying, let's say hypothetically, Essien's what, 450k? 285k now. I'd maybe just lean towards an Essien. If you're asking me, if you're sitting here and you're like, yo, what do you think, Neil? What do you think about this card? I'm gonna probably go ahead and say, you know what, lean more towards... I'm going to say, because I'm thinking about it now, right? Essien's got so in my opinion, I put the Jockey Playstyle Plus over everything, especially the CDM. Thank you very much, but it's not working. But there isn't really, I mean, Tonali is a really good CDM. You got a few other cards that someone did as SBC. I don't think anyone really did them. You haven't really got an amazing amount. I'm just trying to have a look now. I know there's that card that plays for, yeah, I don't think there's really that much. I'm talking about like a proper pure CDM here. There's one card that you got for free, objective card. I believe he plays for Brentford. I forgot his name. Onyeka, I believe his name is. But yeah, maybe you can argue just a Phillips. Yeah, Onyeka was a free card. There isn't any like Ramirez, of course, but everyone knows he's a bit pricey. We'll come on to Joe Linton in a second, but there isn't really any standout cards. Maybe you're better off just getting a Phillips Jockey playstyle. Keep it for cash as well. They're similar sprint speeds, but he's got the better acceleration. That's one thing I would say. Onyeka, if you have him, you're laughing. Unfortunately, I do not. I'm not actually seeing him. This is probably the biggest upgrade one. Because Emre Can doesn't have no playstyle plus. But when you put the intercept playstyle plus on him, he becomes a different... As a centre-back, he's very, very good. As a CDM, he's very, very good. If you had the Jockey playstyle, it'd be even better. I think he's more destined for a CDM, centre-mid. Just simply because he's got such good shot power. You can put a Hunter on him and really excel at play. Good passing. It's going to be hard to get a Bundesliga player. I mean, if you're going to go with a Goretzka, kind of those kind of, with Davies, get that kind of link, then maybe if you can get like a few icons in. But it's definitely hard to get these players in. Bremer again looks very, very good. If you're going for a team with like Neymar, 88 defensive awareness, 86 sprint speed, I think he's definitely a good card as well. Schlotterbeck is the one that I was really looking at. And the reason why I liked him is, if you remember his normal card, got upgraded. Then he had this card, which had intercept playstyle plus. Now, this is where things get a bit. Is it even worth it? So I'm comparing a rare defender. Is it even? So you know what? I wouldn't. Yes, I wouldn't. Okay, so you know what? I'll just go and get this Centurions card, or Dynasties card. Don't even bother because you're basically wasting 150k on a card that's basically identical. And the only benefit that you're really paying for here is the better shooting. But as a centre back, are you really going to notice a +9 shooting? Now, this is a centre mid. It changes the script completely. But I think as a centre back, no. But he's a fantastic centre back. I use him jockey, place, block, intercept, and slide tackle. It's very hard to get all 4 of these, by the way, if only anticipate as well. Merino I put in because he's now got the playstyle plus. Now Merino can play CDM. We know there's a lack of CDMs in league. Yeah, the Valverde's, to be fair. I mean, Valverde's probably better overall, but you will be the job done here. 6'2". I mean, high. I think a Valverde will be better. I think if you had to compare this card on paper, I'd probably lean towards a Valverde. Just because Valverde is tradable, they're basically identical. Yeah, Valverde's got better weak foot. The sprint speed is what you're really paying for, which is where you get the biggest upgrade. Better shooting on Val. And then, yeah, you're better off just getting Valverde. Yeah, he will lack the defense awareness, but you can put you can even put, so what might be even worth, because with this card, you're going to be forced to use a shadow, right? So this is the way I look at it. This is how I always compare. Is a gold card better than this card? So let's say realistically, what would give it? I think a Sentinel will give him +8 if I'm not defense awareness. So you could technically put a Sentinel on him and make him just like Merino defensively, even better in some areas. And then you see the defense awareness gets matched up. Slide tackling, stand tackling is not that important. Interceptions, of course, are. So I would say you're better off using Valverde and then getting a faster player anyway with the chem. And so that would be maybe not the option I go for. Now, this is one that I want to look for myself. Okay, no, that's fine. I was wondering, the Radioactive one, she gets some high pace. I'm doing a Radioactive one now. But yeah, so she's actually very, very good. With intercept playstyle plus, but she's a bit too short. 5'5". I mean, I was considered playing her at CDM with this one here, which has got 91 sprint speed. Because when I'm looking at these cards, what I'm comparing. So in case you're wondering why I'm doing this card, I'm comparing this to Val, and I'm looking at Valverde, and I'm looking. Okay, look, 5-star weak foot, 4-star, 3-star, 3-star. Of course, she lacks the height. Sprint speed are the same. Okay, Val's better shooting. Got a better crossing. And that's about it, really. The agility balance is the main reason why I wanted her, because she can maneuver on the ball. Then defensively, she's 87 defense awareness naturally. So she's more of a card that I'd really, really want. And she's got a lot of playstyles as well. And the jockey playstyle. Valverde, I believe he's got Relentless, and I believe he's got something else. Something in Relentless. Which one was it? I don't know. It was Rapid. And long ball pass, suppose you can say. But yeah. Timber I put in because he is a card. These are jockey playstyle. Look at that high defense awareness. 87. Let's have a look at this one though. Better on paper. This is an interesting one. So you see Timber over here. If I compare him to the 86, 86 is marginally better in defending. But it's really the pace upgrade and the shooting and passing, which is not that important. Maybe the passing is. You're basically paying for the pace upgrade. Yeah, I think this one maybe not Timber. Joe Linton, now this is the one that I'm really interested in because his normal inform with Relentless is 80, but is 82 rating. It's got 8, yeah. So I'll be honest, look, with this card here, I'm looking at the Radioactive Maestro, and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking into that. They both got innocent playstyle, so you can double upgrade him. Okay, I see. So you can do rare defend upgrade and Radioactive Maestro, but doesn't this get rid of the intercept playstyle? This is a bit confusing because doesn't this one give... Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't give... Okay. You know what? This could be a really good card because then what you can do is you can play him in CDM. As a box-to-box, high. Yes, 3-star, 3-star. But then he's got very good dribbling. Very good defending. Good amazing short pass and long pass. And you see you can put a hunter on him and you can make those last minute runs inside the box. So you see this would be a top tier CDM box-to-box card. Because also high as well. What this card can do, you can put a hunter or a shadow. This is definitely a very good card. If you look at a 5-2-1-2, you can probably play that role as well. Because these are all high 90s. So this is probably one of the best cards you can evolve here. Like if you're looking for the Neymar links, I've already started a Radioactive Maestro though. This is the thing when you do these SBs, when you do these things, you know, there's so many cards in contention, you know, you end up doing the wrong one. But anyway, we'll look at the last two here. Zakaria, I think is worth it because there wasn't much options really in League One. And now it's in a set playstyle. And then finally Ake. Well, he's too slow. So there's definitely a lot of top tier meta cards here. You know, there's a lot. You know, on the popular page. You know, I'm saying most like players like Shaw. I'm not gonna put no play with 90 pace. Even Pedro Porro, I think is a bit too slow. I believe his sprint speed is slower, right? Gomez. Let's have a quick look at Gomez actually. Anyone else that I'm missing? I think the rest of the players, with all due respect, are just probably a bit too slow, and I'm not going to consider it unusable, but Pellegrini looks not too bad. And neither does DePaul. Yeah, but a lot of the other cards are probably not worth getting. Camavinga was the only one that I kind of missed out, which I'm thinking is, yeah. Val's probably still better. But Pedro Porro, oh yeah, it's his sprint speed that's high. He's alright. Maybe you can argue his better cards anyway. Gomez, no jockey playstyle, intercept, defensive awareness too slow. Pellegrini. More box to box, but kind of a bit like Rabiot with a lack of the shooting, but he's 4-star weak for high. And then DePaul finally. 85 stand tackling. Interesting. Well, anyway, that is the meta cards. It's quite a lot there, to be fair. Quite a few, but those are the meta cards I wanted to go over. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.